access down there, but
They haven't hooked
what's going
not one
on?
person. They spent $42 billion. They could have
This
Starlink
might.
to everybody with that kind of money.
for almost nothing.
Yeah.
For a monthly charge.
And it would have been incredible.
And it's
High-speed internet everywhere you want to go.
What's this? What's this?
They wanted to do
How
it.
about this? They
Yeah.
the charger stations in the Midwest. They built 8 of them. They cost $9
What's next?
billion. That's like a gas pump, right? They
Next.
built 9 gas pumps. So electricity comes out. They spent $9 billion. 3 of them don't work. The whole thing. There's so much waste.
Sarah
I could
loves
sit
to
here
learn
and tell
math.
you about
Thanks
things
to
that
Adapted Mind.
there's so much
Please,
waste
Mom, just one more
abuse
problem.
and fraud.
Okay,
Broadway's in
like
here.
your ice cream's melting. Adapted
Does mine
Mind
change now?
turns math
Talking about one of the criticisms of your administration was with tax cuts and with tariffs, you increased the deficit. So, what was the strategy behind that? And did you think it was going to increase the deficit
Oh
by
man.
a substantial amount?
We were ready to rock. It was all, I had a bad system. We had
Test the
horrible tax
skills.
policy. I made it great with a much lower tax rate. So I took it from almost 40% down to 21%.
X2 up what?
Now I'm bringing it from 21 down to 15, but only if you make your product in the United States, which is great. People call me. They said, "What a great idea!"
It's about
I've never heard of that
2%.
before. I don't care if you make the product in Japan.
This one.
So it's at 21. That at 21 in the first year, we took in much more revenue than we did at almost 40. Think of that. It inspired. Now we had other things too. We were able to get people to bring back their money. You couldn't bring back your money. If you had money in Europe, like Apple. Apple had.
Hi there. This is Sarah.
Hi.
Hi.
There's no way to bring it back.
Sarah loves to learn math. Thanks to Adapted Mind.
And also the
Please,
taxes,
Mom,
they
just
wanted
one
about
more
half of it.
problem.
Nobody's gonna do that.
Okay,
So they-
dear,
they leave
but
their
your
money
ice cream's
in
melting.
Japan and they spend their money
Adapted
there.
Mind turns math
That was
into an
part of what I did.
adventure full
The money
of
came
fun
pouring
characters
back
to
in.
meet,
Apple took in
quests
hundreds
to
of billions of
beat,
dollars. They
and
brought it back from
prizes to
overseas. They
earn.
brought it in.
So how does the
And
deficit
behind the
increase
scenes,
because of that?
So what happened is this.
Adapted Mind's
We were ready
teachers,
to rock
curriculum
and roll, and
designers,
then we had the
and
COVID,
data
and we had to
scientists
focus on that.
ensure Sarah
And
is getting a
If we
complete
didn't
curriculum
give some
on her
businesses
personalized
ahead,
learning
they would
path.
have
Oh.
So
depression
Sarah
like
is
1929.
always learning.
But we were ready
Mom,
to start.
I
We were
get it
going to-
now.
Look at mommy.
Whether I'm here or I'm not.
At tens, hundreds, and ones.
Test that
And I'll
identified
never
Sarah's
forget it.
strengths
We
and
were, it
weaknesses.
was talking about
Based
It's
on the
25% complete.
Adapted Mind created a tailored
I'm in
learning
the Oval
program
Office,
just
and
for
I-
her.
25 fails.
And if she
and
missed a
Fabrizio,
problem,
the two
a real
very good
teacher
bosses, probably,
explained
I don't know,
each
I would
one
say
to her
two
in
best
video.
No.
but very good
Sarah's
bosses.
confidence
Yeah.
challenges was fun.
And
To see how she's doing now, I just checked my
in
inbox
history,
for a school
never has there
report.
been an economy.
And you
Hey, mommy, no.
Yes, a lot of tariffs.
Hey, mommy.
And also I cut regulations more than anybody else.
No, it was in 8th grade.
And if, I asked many of the businessmen, from the big companies, the guys running the big companies, I'd say, so you had your choice, you've had it now for a
Well,
long
dude, it's
time.
all done. Dude, all done.
Meet level
Tax cuts,
19.
you paid less tax, or the regulation cuts.
One free month.
Every one of them said the
Hey, mommy,
regulation
1
cuts
month
were
free.
lower.
Come join
Who would
over
think that,
3
right?
million
Because you don't
families
equate
and
it to
teachers
dollars, but it actually is more dollars.
50% of US school districts.
We
Check
had
out
it
your
going,
free
and then we
month
just had
now.
to focus on something else.
But so
But
12 for
these
tablets,
two
phone 6.
bosses were sitting there, and they said, "Sir, if George Washington came back and Abraham Lincoln was his VP, as opposed to Waltz, how bad is he, by the way? But if Abraham Lincoln was his VP, they couldn't beat you."
Oh,
And I'll never forget
Google Play is
the
not
following
big.
day. They said, something's happening in
Google
China,
Play.
sir. Could we meet? I said, what's happening? People are dying. And it was all around the Wuhan lab, by the way. There are pictures with blue lines and body bags all around the Wuhan lab. I always said from the beginning, Joe, they tried to say, first they said it was France, and they blamed everybody.
Right.
But then they said it was bats from a cave 2,000 months ago.
Stin.
So we got hit with that, and despite that, we had the best economy. And when I gave it over, the stock market was higher than it was. I mean, nobody could even believe
Let
it.
me help.
But we saved it,
Let me help.
and we were helping businesses that were dying. They were
So
dying.
it's your belief that if you had a second term, given the policies in place, the way the economy was booming, that you would have been able to pay off a lot of the debt, and
If
that was
we
the
didn't have
strategy.
COVID, we would have been paying off debt, and we would have had. And don't forget, by growth, the word growth is actually more important than because you could have the same debt,
Oh,
but if
black
you double
screen.
your growth, all of a sudden
Oh.
you're under 11.
Oh,
But
it's
still,
a
we
black
should pay off
screen.
debt. If you
How
look
is
at
it look at that?
$35 trillion. Hang on. But if you look at the asset value, if you look at it as an asset value, we have oil underground, we have water, we have mountains,
How?
the assets are so enormous. But regardless of that,
Come on.
that $35 trillion debt, we should pay it off.
Okay, stop
And we would have
talking.
started paying off debt and probably even giving further tax reductions. I want to get it down to 15%. We're going to do more business, but when you get hit with COVID, everything stops, and you have to keep these businesses alive. The businesses were dying. I mean, they were just dying. This whole place, this country was going to die.
Are there influences
This country was gonna
outside of environmental that keep people from wanting to drill for oil and frack and do those sort of things outside of the environmental concerns, which are legitimate, of course? Well, are there other influences that
Say
maybe
something.
over accentuate or
Systems.
over exaggerate these
Like-
environmental effects? Are
Go home, go home. Snart
influenced in a
stille,
way
stille, we're not
where
with
they're
it.
trying to keep us
See you
from
very
producing
next
that
time.
oil?
Goodbye.
So, the environmental Pacific Ocean, millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. You're going to see this. We're driving up, and I
To
have never
connect
seen
to
it before.
East.
It's like Iowa. It's the most fertile land. Iowa's blessed with great land.
East.
But these
65 weathers. 64 nights. See you in 5 minutes.
Captain Man. She smiles at him like, oh, you're